As a priest in the Western Rite, I spend quite a lot of time reading about things that happened a long time ago. Some of these things are really boring, like long lists of bishops or tracts on the technicalities of ancient church councils. But every now and again, you come across something that is just too good to keep to yourself. I'm going to be reading today a couple of stories from my favourite medieval book, the Lanercost Chronicle. It's the history of a monastery in the north of England, not too far away from where my parish is. But the amazing thing about it is that the author has filled it with these crazy little stories and tales of things that he's heard or seen. I'm going to read a couple of them and let them speak for themselves. You'll see what I mean, they're real gems. For variety of matter, may here be told what happened about this date in Cunningham, a district of Scotland, which may frighten publicans and be a check upon tipplers. There was then, and still survives, albeit a changed man, a certain countryman in the said district, William by name, a man possessed of means, but inclined to stuff his belly with more than he ought. In truth, how slothful gluttony renders a working man! This one was in the habit of sneaking away from his own cottage to another village, as he could not have had it at home. He would spend the means of other men in carols and drinking, until he was checked by the divine hand in the following manner. He was sitting alone by the hearth in the house of a certain publican, gulping down rather than drinking that beer which he had bought, all the inmates of the pub being busy in the outdoor occupations, when there appeared to the fool an exceedingly hideous likeness of a spirit of the air, seated opposite him, with foul body, ghostly countenance, fierce eyes, and of terrific dimensions. The disciple of Bacchus shuddered at the sight, but, being emboldened by drink, which makes even the unwarlike pugnacious, accosted him with all sorts of inquiries as to where he came from and what business he had there. The other, haughtily disregarding these questions, laughed and answered that he was a bold fellow who did not recognize him as the owner of the pub, who for 30 past years had held the foremost place among the drunkards of that same tavern. And that I may not deceive you, he said, come and see what I have stowed up from the gluttony of spendthrifts. The other crossed the hearth without delay, and beheld beside the spirit of deceit an open vessel crammed with abominations so filthy that they almost drove the foolish fellow crazy. These which you see, said the minister of evil, I have collected from the vomit of thy companions in your revels. Having his conscience thus awakened, although as Solomon said he had not felt the rod, and forewarned of the impending danger, William voluntarily made a vow to the Lord that he would never in any circumstances taste malt liquor again for the rest of his life, which vow he keeps inviolate to this day, to the wonder of his former acquaintances. He bears witness to all men of that which he has seen with his own eyes, and he told what is stated above to 2 trustworthy and religious men, with whom I am well acquainted. About this time in Easter week, the parish priest of Inverkeithing, named John, revived the profane rites of Priapus, collecting young girls from the villages and compelling them to dance in circles in honour of Father Bacchus. When he had these females in a troop, out of sheer wantonness he led the dance, carrying in front of him a pole with a representation of the human organs of reproduction, and singing and dancing himself like a mime. He viewed them all, and stirred them to lust by filthy language. Those who held respectable matrimony and honour were scandalized by such a shameless performance, although they respected the parson because of the dignity of his rank. If anybody remonstrated kindly with him, he became worse than before, violently reviling them. And whereas the iniquity of some men manifestly brings them to justice, so in the same year, when his parishioners assembled according to the custom of the church at dawn in penance week, at the hour of discipline he would insist that certain persons should prick with goads others stripped for penance. The burgesses, resenting the indignity inflicted upon them, turned upon its author, who, while he was author, was defending his nefarious work. He fell the same night, pierced by a knife. God thus awarded him what he deserved for his wickedness. So, farewell the Vicar of Inverkeithing. What I love about this chronicle is the tabloid-esque way that the monk who wrote it relays the rumours that he's heard in the cloister or in the military court. You can just imagine the visitor whispering to him, "Did you hear about the Vicar of Inverkeithing? You'll never guess." He manages to shoehorn a moral in there, but we both know why he put it in. Thanks for watching. If you like what we're doing, or if you want to help support our mission, please don't forget to like and subscribe. I hope to see you again soon. Benedicat vos, omnipotens Deus, Pater et Filius et Spiritus Sanctus. Amen.